It's the 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Kia.
With Kay the Jet Smith and the Big Aristotle, Dr. Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sport. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Golden State Warriors as they go up against the Boston Celtics. Well, for Boston, prior to the game, Coach commented on their level of confidence in the locker room, and he feels that they are prepared with a very strong game plan at the various matchups. The Celtics are not only one of the more dangerous teams in the NBA, but also one of the prettiest to watch. Kenny, what do you like about their offensive game?
First of all, I love their offense because the little guy, Isaiah Thomas, he makes the ball move, he gets around, and he is tough to cover and makes them tough to cover. They have a young core. They're always ready to make the extra pass. Love those Celtics, as Tommy Heinsohn would say. I love those Celtics.
And to add on to what Kenny is saying, the reason why good looks come easy for them is because of Isaiah Thomas. Now, teammates for the Celtics, they just need to knock them down. They were consistently near the top of the league last year in assists. That's something they can build on.
If we don't get it to Kevin Harlan very quickly, we're going to miss the tip.
Give him some Tommy points.
We're at the sold-out and noisy Oracle Arena. We've got the Boston Celtics facing the Golden State Warriors. Glad to have you with us for more NBA action. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. And these two teams very disciplined defensively.
Yeah, both teams are very well coached. Commitment and communication are just, Kevin, as you know, so critical. You'll have to earn your buckets tonight.
Yes, good point. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the floor for Boston. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Jay Crowder out there with Johnson. And it's Horford in at the center, locking down the middle. And so it's the Warriors getting on the board first. Picked by Horford. Outside Bradley. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Bradley. On offense, here are the Warriors. Right side Curry. Pachulia kicks to Curry. His three-pointer's off the mark. Outside Thomas. Drills it from outside.
Well, the three-pointer has always been a big part of Thomas's arsenal. I mean, the quick release, able to hit on the move.
Curry outside. Another miss by Curry. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Tipped away. Thompson dishes to Durant. And then Durant with the dunk.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
And how about the explosiveness he shows, going from the offensive to the defensive end in a blink.
Boston with the ball, following the score by Golden State. Horford sets a screen for Bradley. That one drops for him.
And you know what? That's something Bradley has really worked on, coming off screens and knocking it down.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kevin, I had a chance to catch up with Brad Stevens. He knows that they're going to be challenged when they go inside. He said the main thing they have to do is keep the ball moving and take the mid-range shot if it's there. Kevin, we'll see if they can make that work. Back to you.
Thanks for the report, David.
You know, I think he's right to be concerned about the defense they're going up against today. I mean, it's going to take some creativity for them on offense to be able to score consistently.
This is why I hope they'll be assertive. Attack rather than wait to be attacked. Employ sort of a fight fire with fire mentality.
Durant, and the jam by Kevin Durant.
When Durant dunks the ball, it's such an effortless lift. He just goes up and throws it down like it's nothing.
The Celtics have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far.
And for me, one of the more unsung players in the league, Al Horford, a two-time national champion at the University of Florida, one of the most skilled and versatile big men in our league, and he hasn't gotten the attention I believe he deserves.
Pachulia kicks to Green. Fires the three. Horford with the rebound. The Celtics with the lead. Pass to Thomas. Green with the block.
And good anticipation by Draymond. I mean, he always gets in position for these clean swats like this one.
And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by Thompson. No shortage of drama here early on.
Yeah, 8 lead changes already. Huge number this early.
And with Horford's free agency looming this last summer, last season was a tricky spot for the Atlanta Hawks. Would they be able to keep him?
Yeah, and you go back to the lack of exposure he's gotten. I mean, from the Dominican Republic, he's a Spanish-speaking star. I mean, his marketing and endorsement potential in bigger markets, something he is well aware of.
Horford with the screen on Green. Down low, here's Johnson. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Oh, and you know what? He's underrated there. Johnson with length, athleticism, and he can finish with either hand inside.
Curry can't get it to go. Boston trailing, and even 3-on-3 break. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, easy call.
Well, one thing about Draymond Green, he isn't very bashful when it comes to sharing what's on his mind.
Well, Draymond knows what he's about and can back up everything he says. The team doesn't mind when he'll call someone out in the media or take a verbal jab, because when he messes up, he's the first to call himself out to a reporter. Green essentially is that guy who is saying to the media what every other NBA player really wants to say. Man, that's just tremendous court vision and timing. That assist was right on the money.
Here's Livingston, and that one good. Livingston's got his first bucket in this one.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low. Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Over in the corner, Green. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Well, Draymond Green, Chris, has turned into a statistical monster the last couple years.
Well, name someone as unique in the kinds of stat lines that he puts up. Sometimes he'll miss out on a triple-double due to lack of points, but still have 15 boards and 15 assists. Out of any player in the league right now, I could see him coming close to putting up a quadruple-double at some point. Some people say Steve Kerr didn't have any coaching experience prior to his job at the Warriors. Well, he had plenty of other points on his resume. He was the GM for the Suns for a lengthy spell. He also served as a broadcaster for many years before cruelly abandoning our profession.
Boston shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. And Chris, with Kerr, it wasn't just the positions he held that helped his development as a coach. It was who he has worked with in the past.
Well, Kevin, just look at the list of the coaches he's played under, and it's a who's who in basketball. He played point guard for both the Zen Master and Popovich for a number of years.
It's almost as if both teams are in a zone.
No one can miss so far. Both teams are really clicking on offense.
Here's Smart. Knocked away. He gets stolen by Livingston. Green left side. And it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. Green's got 5.
And when Draymond sets his feet, catches, and releases in rhythm, watch out.
Thomas passes Dolenik. Here's Smart. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
West kicks to Livingston. From deep, Iguodala. Rebounded by Urebko. Boston's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Poked away. Here's Iguodala. Here's Green. He's looking for West and finds him. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
And that's a big bonus for him to end the quarter as he just beats the buzzer.
Whoa, can you believe that? What a shot right there. He found a way to get it off in time.
And Celtics head coach Brad Stevens.
The only hard part of that decision is leaving a place that you really loved for 13 years. I couldn't have left without knowing that it was a place that we were going to stay together and really commit to a process together. And I was sold on that, and I continue to be sold on it.
I wonder if Coach Brad Stevens feels like he's recruiting another college class with all those draft picks locked in his stockpile.
I know he's feeling real good about his decision. He's one of the bright coaching stars in our league.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game stats-wise?
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, consistent pressure on the ball, taking some chances right now. The other side scrambling to adjust.
The incredible shooting pair of Curry and Thompson in the backcourt. West out there with Durant, and it's Iguodala in at the small forward. That's the group for the Golden State Warriors to start the second quarter.
And how about the Celtics? Over the last 3 seasons, climbing up from a subpar defensive team to elite status. You look around the league, there may not be a better perimeter defensive trio than Marcus Smart, Avery Bradley, and Jay Crowder.
Now here's Smart, guarded by Curry. Bradley, no one around him. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Guys, you look around the league and the post-up is giving way to more and more pick and rolls, more and more three-point shooting. Some big men don't like it, but Amir Johnson embraces the change. He said, "It's what I do. I'm a big that likes to set screens and roll." And Kevin, with his combination of range and finishing inside, has become one of the best at it in the game.
Very efficient, D.A. Thanks. And as good as the Celtics have been defensively, Chris, Coach Brad Stevens.
Great job, guys. Nice work. Take a seat now. Let's talk.
They still foul too often and struggled on the defensive glass. I think they've needed more shot blocking inside. If they can address those issues, this defense could be scary.
Pachulia, he's checked in for David West. Then for the Celtics, Al Horford is checked in for Olynyk. Johnson comes in for Urebko. And it's Crowder in for Brown. The feed to Smart. And there's the 3-second violation. Warriors leading by 10. Thompson for the triple. And Boston with the rebound. Horford's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Bradley. And it falls over the rim and in. Bradley's got his 2nd basket.
Oh, and that's where Bradley's 6'7" wingspan can help. A little extra reach to get it over the deep.
Bradley against Durant.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, "Thank you very much," and sails in for the flush.
But it's surprising, Kev, to see so little urgency on the defensive side, especially with them losing this game right now.
Here's Smart. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And Marcus Smart, a combo guard. He hasn't really established himself yet as a big-time scorer or a playmaker. But you know what, Chris? You ask his coaches, and he finds a way to impact the game.
Oh, yeah, he sure does. He's a rugged defender. He's also one of the best rebounding guards in this league, especially on the offensive glass. When he gets it that close to the basket, usually it's a sure flush. But the defense stepped up and stopped him cold in his tracks.
And then Durant with the jam.
And Durant covers so much ground when he puts it on the floor. You just can't keep him from going where he wants.
Celtics trail by 11. Smart kicks to Horford. Inside. That's good from Johnson on the assist by Horford.
And a crafty pass into the lane, perfectly executed.
Golden State's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Dishes it to Curry. They double-team Curry. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
There's a reason why he is regarded as the deadliest scorer in the game. Durant just can't be stopped.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Poked loose. Johnson dishes to Smart. Passes it to Horford. Johnson the screen. 6 to shoot. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Crowder and Durant sends it back. It's Thompson off the drive. Iguodala kicks to Pachulia. Golden State moving the ball around. Durant drawing the double team. Here's Thompson, and it's Thompson with the jam.
Oh, that's the kind of basketball Durant wants to play. Moving the ball, finding the open man. I mean, it makes everything easier offensively.
Smart with the ball. Picked up by Thompson. Now here's Smart. He's tightly guarded. The 11-footer. That one a little long.
Well, even though the defense made their presence felt, he needs to hit inside shots like that.
Thompson inside the line, and another basket for Golden State.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
Now, there was a time early in his career where Klay Thompson had to live outside the arc to get his points.
I love the energy, fellas. I really do.
Off of a drive or stay behind the arc. He has expanded his game immensely in the last few seasons and is a dynamic scorer now.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Iguodala. Ian Clark comes in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Johnson. Urebko comes in for Jay Crowder. Brown, he's checked in for Avery Bradley. And Thomas subbed in for Smart.
Still with enough explosiveness and with great length to finish, Sean Livingston.
And with Klay, the number one way that he's diversified his offense, Chris, is that he does a better job of getting to the rim and attacking defenders off the bounce.
Well, yeah, as a younger player, he had the quickness to beat the defender, but he had trouble finishing. Now, something clicked for him during that time, and now he welcomes the contact, getting that easy bucket at the free throw line, knowing when he finishes, he converts contested layups as well as anyone. He identified a weakness in his game and rectified it.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up. For Boston, they have gone 2 of 4 at the free throw line.
And look back a season ago, they did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws. And the vertical that Brown has is pretty impressive, as relentless a finisher as you'll find in our league.
Durant, no good.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
Count it, and the Warrior lead has been cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Thomas.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
It's good. 14 points for Kevin Durant.
Oh, it just isn't his outside game you have to worry about with Durant. When he gets it in close, he rarely fails to convert.
So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Warriors lead by 12. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. Kevin, what has allowed you all to build this lead in the first half?
Well, we've just been playing hard. Those guys are tough to guard. They cut so hard. They play well together, and we had a decent half. We got to keep it going.
Kevin, thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you've enjoyed our first half of action. I'm Ernie Johnson welcoming you back. Shaquille O'Neal is right there. Kenny the Jet Smith is right there. And this here is the halftime report. Kevin Durant was on fire in the first half. He had 14 points, 2 assists, and 1 block. He has bounced back nicely from what was a tough night for him in their last game. Judging by that first half, he's back to his old self again. Hey, big fella, what's your take on Golden State so far?
Well, they've really dictated the pace of the game with their transition game. They got out on the break every chance they had, and the time they could push the tempo, they did. And a lot of times, it kept the defense scrambling like eggs with the cheese and apple juice.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about Boston?
Well, they're facing a team that shot very well in the first half. Now, that being said, they probably weren't aggressive enough on the defensive end. That was the difference.
And in a matter of moments, they'll be starting the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. See you, folks.
The Embarcadero in San Francisco with the Bay Bridge glistening in the background as we welcome you back to the Bay Area and back to Oakland, California. Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
And in terms of points in that first half, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
Oh, yeah, he's crafty, very difficult to defend one-on-one. We may see more double teams roll his way the second half.
And the pace of play around the NBA steadily increasing. What do you think of that?
Well, I just think it's the trend. I think that, that's the style of play. This league is a copycat league, and if you look at San Antonio, who's totally reinvented themselves and won a couple years ago, all the way to the Splash Brothers, who won a couple of years ago, they play with a faster pace, and I think that you're starting to see guys do that. I also think that the fact that the lineups are different. Now that you may see more small ball, that would automatically increase the pace if you have faster players in there at all times. So I think the fact that guys' skill set are becoming more rounded, which allows for teams to have all skilled players on there, and it doesn't matter about certain heights and stats as far as body type goes. I think it's going to be something that lasts for a long time. I mean, hey, it's good as long as the defense can still play defense with integrity. As long as you don't take that away, let the game go as fast as it can, because it just turns into some exciting plays for all of us fans.
Yes. On the floor for Boston, Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Johnson is out there with Jay Crowder. And it's Horford in at the center. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, it's always a transition and a difficult one for college coaches to come to the pros, but Celtics coach Brad Stevens made one of the smoothest we've seen after leading Butler to back-to-back national championship games. You hear that buzz from players to opposing coaches. Greg Popovich said, "I really respect what he does. His team executes. I'll still watch his Butler tape. Trying to learn some stuff, to be honest with you. High praise indeed, fellas."
And Popovich, really the godfather of the active coaches right now, D.A. His voice carries certainly a lot of weight in this league. Thank you. Chris, you know how physically punishing the NBA can be, especially in the post. Which big men do you think are the most physical in the game right now?
Oh, well, I think you have to look at Drummond. I mean, Drummond. He's physical down there, man. He's a wide load. You still have to look at Marc Gasol, even though he's gone through some injuries. Zebo. And then you got to look at Big Boogie Cousins out there. All those guys are physical, and you want to bang with any of them, and you want any of them to be on your team banging for you.
Yes. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there.
Listen up.
Send a message to his team.
Oh, well, they have to become more physical defensively and really commit to protecting that painted area.
Andre Iguodala is checked in for Kevin Durant. Goes back up, and Horford with the lay-in. Horford's got 7 points for the quarter.
I mean, he's connecting on most of his shots out there, and his team has needed every one of them.
Curry, good.
Oh, and there's not much you can do to stop Curry. Once he gets in this kind of rhythm, you're in trouble.
That's tipped. And here we go with Green. Nobody back. And Green slams it in.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Oh, well, that's because it was terrific anticipation. Also, the quick hands, a lethal combination.
And that's out of bounds. Golden State will retain possession.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Oh, he gets a great jump on it. Barely bounces off his fingertips.
Curry with it. Now, Thomas defending. Golden State moving it around. And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by West. West has got 3 assists in the game. Thomas against Curry. Thomas up top. He's got 7. Curry with the steal. And the jam by Steph Curry.
Oh, and that's the thing about Steph. Fearless on the floor, but also plays under control.
So it's the Celtics now. Thomas with the ball. He kicks to Horford. To the paint. In the corner. Smart with it. To end the run. West with the block. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Thompson for the triple. And another three for Golden State.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
We knew that Clay is one of the most explosive scorers in the game. That much was clear, Chris, when he put up his record-setting 37 points in the quarter.
And attention to all defenders. With Clay, it doesn't matter what you do if he is in that zone. He is tall enough not to be bothered by the hands in his face and can just drill a shot from anywhere. That's why he's a danger to put up 20 or more points in a quarter every time he takes the floor, just like his other splash brother.
And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder, how much can they win by?
Well, some people call it front running, but as the league continues to expand, their confidence can...
Bring it in. Take a seat.
One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
Just killing it from deep. They've got to be all up in his jersey at all times. Give him even an inch, and you're just asking for him to drop another triple on you.
Clark, he's checked in for Golden State. Livingston comes in for Steph Curry. And then for Boston, Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Horford. Jerebko comes in for Amir Johnson. And it's Brown in for Jay Crowder. Iguodala kicks to Livingston, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Oh, and with the fast eyes, Iguodala finding the open man.
Smart passes to Jerebko. The dish to Thomas to stop the drought. Offensive rebound. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two. Boston shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. And he makes the first. And the Warriors last year had to deal with the unique situation, Chris, where they had essentially 2 head coaches during their run. Luke Walton filling in wonderfully for Steve Kerr as Steve was recovering from a back injury.
Well, Kevin, think about it. For a lot of teams, that can be a distraction or throw them off their game, but the Warriors marched right along. They had a great record under Walton and played the same basketball when Kerr was able to return to the bench. Only a mature team coming off a title like the Warriors were can handle a strange situation. So
Celtics making a switch here. Bradley's checked in. And so Clark nails both of them. 1:10 left to play in the third. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Olynyk. Banked in off the glass.
Oh, man, very crafty around the rim. Olynyk able to finish over and around defenders inside.
Green dishes to Livingston. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
Oh, get out the way. Move, and that pumps up his teammates as well. That's a statement play all the way around.
Here's Jerebko, following the score by Golden State. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Brown, good.
And so far going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Out to West. Here's Clark, guarded by Bradley. Livingston tipped back in for 2. Livingston's got 10.
Nice. He snuck a hand in there. That's the great anticipation he brings on the offensive glass.
Out left to the wing. Thomas gets a wide open look, and the wing jumper offline.
He gets paid the big bucks to hit shots like that consistently. He failed to do so there.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. The Warriors on top, running away with it. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the 4th quarter gets underway. Now let's listen into the huddle of Brad Stevens.
Pace of play is a big part of tonight, okay? Make sure on the bench when we come back, we lift it. We lift it.
One of the team's great young teachers, Brad Stevens, wanting his guys to control the tempo.
Yeah, and he feels if they push it, if they attack intelligently, it's going to be to their advantage.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Durant is out there with McAdoo. Then there's Ian Clark. Then there's Anderson Varejao. And it's Livingston in at the point. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Now here's Durant. And Durant gets double teamed. 6 to shoot. From downtown. And Boston with the rebound. Knocks it loose. Now Jerebko. Brown with it, guarded now by Durant. Brown, good.
And Brown is just utilizing his athleticism yet again. I mean, this time from the interior, though, but just sinking these close-range shots.
Out of bounds, Boston takes possession.
It appears as if he just spaced out temporarily there. Really an unfortunate turnover.
The Celtics shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Rozier kicks to Young. Pick by Zeller. Young passes to Jerebko. Buries it from three-point range.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Now here's Livingston. Tight defense on him. Young with the steal. And oh, here we go. Young's got it. The fast break chance. Offline with his three. Clark dishes to Durant. And Durant gets double teamed. And Kevin Durant with the slam.
You want no part of that when Durant gets speed going at the rim. Stepping in the way is a fast track to ending up on a poster.
Poked away. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. And Kevin Durant with the slam.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
That's part of his skill set. Excellent recognition on his part to get in the best spot to complete that look.
Down low, here's Brown. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Brown's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And that's just tremendous confidence from Brown. Going up with the shot right away and giving the D no time to react.
Well, Chris, you've had a surgery that has affected many in the league in the last few decades and still currently in today's NBA. What is it like going through a microfracture procedure? How did it change your game?
Well, you know, I'm not the only one. You know, this did end a lot of guys' career. When I think about Jamal Mashburn, Jason Kidd, even though he's a guard and much lighter. Tracy McGrady, the same thing. He doesn't weigh as much as a guy like myself or Zebo, but it's difficult coming back. I mean, just because the post-care process doesn't allow you to put any weight on your leg or allows you to use your leg. So really you have the muscle that atrophies. You have to relearn to walk again, to jump again. And so I had to learn from going to be a player that played above the rim to now being able to play below the rim and find out ways to score like that. And so it's tough. The rehab is long, tedious, it's boring. It's monotonous, but it's something that you have to get through, and basically it's your love of the game because rehabilitation or that surgery is no fun at all. That you're at least talking about, in my opinion, 20 months before you see your old self.
Oh, why, dunk you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points. Livingston, and he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
Get out, though.
Oh,
wow. Look out.
That's a beautiful jam.
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. Some changes for Golden State. Jones comes in for Anderson Varejao. And West subs in for McAdoo. Brown is checked in for Boston. Free throw good, Livingston.
Now, you may have expected the Celtics to improve last season, but to secure a top 5 seed, an 8-win improvement over their previous season, now that's very impressive. They set the longest home winning streak since the Larry Bird era.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jones. Golden State on D. Here's Zeller. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. And the Celtics suffering some injuries down the stretch. Fell to the Hawks in the first round of the playoffs.
Well, don't feel bad for them. Still coming into this summer's draft with cap space and 8 draft picks in June, you knew they were poised to make a big leap. Celtics fans hoping they can make an even deeper run this time out.
And there's the call on Durant. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
.151 left to play here in the fourth. Rozier kicks to Green. They get a hand on it. Pass to Jerebko. Over in the corner, Green. Sinks the triple. Green's got 5 points now this quarter.
He's not your typical gunslinger from downtown, but he found a soft spot in that defense.
Livingston kicks to Clark. Trying to find Durant. He's got it now. And then Durant with the dunk.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Warriors.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target. And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Durant.
Well, he was obviously feeling it at the offensive end tonight. It was his energy, his efficiency. That put them over the hump in this game.
Marcus Smart's checked in for Boston. And he makes both free throws. And everyone remembers the Warriors' regular season last year. But, Chris, the highlight of all of it had to be the beginning. They rattled off a record 24 consecutive wins to start the season.
Well, Kevin, what is most amazing to me about how the start of their season went was how they were able to keep their focus. When you are on a win streak like that, everyone is gunning for you. You have the bullseye on your back. They're giving you the best game that they've got. That focus also helped the Warriors with their lengthy home streak. You have to be as tough as nails mentally to reach win streaks like that. You expected him to drop the hammer there, but the D was just good enough to cause the miss.
19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And here's Green outside. David West grabs the miss. Durant, the pass to West. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports Post-Game Show.
Thank you, Kevin. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Durant. He lit up the scoreboard in the fourth. Guys were scrambling around trying to match up with him. He was in too much of a groove to be messed with. And Kenny, you had some words earlier while the game was going on. What do you think?
He was outrageous. He shot a red shooting percentage from the field, hitting from everywhere. It didn't matter where he was or who was guarding it. The defense tried to make adjustments, so what? Still knocked down shots.
He was dominant, throwing one haymaker after another, and the crowd absolutely loved it. They were eating it up. It's a love affair between him and this city, especially when he's tearing it up like that. He delivered a beauty tonight.
And that's it for tonight, but we've got a whole new NBA season ahead of us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again very soon.